Hang on. Hey yo everyone, this is a HappyAnimaidCafeManager here with another walkthrough episode for the game Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Defeated again by humans. I think I messed up my intro anyway. Hey yo everyone, this is a the Spooky Animate Cafe Manager here with another bonus walkthrough episode for the game Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Yeah, I call myself the Spooky Animate Cafe Manager because you know why? It's October. You gotta be spooky. Although I'm not playing a horror-related game. Because my camcorder that I usually use to do the console walkthroughs is pretty defective. After Medea's demise, Dor would relax its shadowy grip on the land and fade into obscurity. The Empire was finished. The fires of war that had raged across Arcania would die, and light would come to take darkness's place. But before any of that came to pass, there were a few final moments of Marth's tale that need telling. Well done, Marth. Our struggle is finally over. You have saved our world. Not just me, many fought at my side, and many died. Marth, you loved her, didn't you? Caeda. She was the one I most wanted to keep safe, but I failed, and now I have lost her forever. Just pause this for a minute. Yeah, remember in the last episode where I let Caeda die on purpose? Yeah, this was for this, just so I could show you the alternate ending to this game. It occurs to me now that perhaps she was the one protecting me all along. Caeda, why did you take up arms with a fool like me? Marth, do not blame yourself. Remember Henri and Artemis. We are their descendants. Perhaps we were always meant to share their curse as well as their blood. And perhaps only once the curse had exacted its price could our battle with the Shadow Dragon be won. This peace we have made. We must cherish it, Marth. We have both paid so dearly for it. Let us work together to ensure none must endure a tragedy like ours again. So concludes the tale of Falchion, Blade of Light, Marth its wielder in this battle with the Shadow Dragon. Herein its events have been chronicled, that none may ever forget. Unless you die in the campaign. So chapter 1 took me 188 turns. Turn 2, 74 turns. Chapter 3, 21 turns. Chapter 4, 66. No, 68. Chapter 5, 87. Chapter 6, 40 turns. Chapter 6x for 42 turns. Chapter 7, 96 turns. Chapter 8, 167 turns. Chapter 9, 14 turns. Chapter 10, 42 turns. Chapter 11, 59 turns. Chapter 12, 28 turns. Chapter 12x, 12 turns. Chapter 13, 10 turns. Chapter 14, 21 turns. Chapter 15, 17 turns. Chapter 16, 78 turns. Chapter 17, 45 turns. Chapter 17X, 30 turns. Chapter 18, 74 turns. Chapter 19, 23 turns. Chapter 20, 46 turns. Chapter 20X, 17 turns. Chapter 21, 15 turns. Chapter 22, 36 turns and 37 minutes. Chapter 23, 11 turns and 45 minutes. Chapter 24, 114 turns and 2 hours and 47 minutes. Chapter 24X, 42 turns and 50 minutes. Endgame, 10 turns and 1 hour and 7 minutes. Altea and Prince Mark. Mark returns to the war-torn Altea and devoted all his energy to restoring his kingdom to its former glory. He was later crowned king. Fell in battle during the endgame and banished from the pages of... Oh, that's pretty harsh! Bones of Iron, Jagan. Fell in Chapter 7. King's Voice. Fell in battle, Chapter 6. Cain. Altea's Shield, Abel. Fell in battle during Chapter 13. Gentle Giant Drog. Fell in Chapter 1. Dun Gag, Gordon. Gordon squired himself to the Arcanian Knight to further his mastery of the bow. Later, he returned to Altea with his brother. Altean Hero Rise. Loyal Blade Ogma. Ogma returned to Talis to serve its people. Perhaps love was not his long suit. History contains no record of him marrying. The Hatchet, Bars. Bars briefly enlisted in the Arcanian army, but later deserted to become a pirate by some accounts. The Whopper, Board. Fell in Chapter 2. Sorry fellas, I had to make room for the guided chapters. The Chopper, Cord. Fell in Chapter 3. Loving Son, Castor. Fell in Chapter 2. Seawalker, Daros. Fell in Chapter 11. Honest Thief. Julian. Julian gave up thievery for good and found an honest job in Macedon. Angel to all, Lena. Lena cared for orphans at a covenant in Macedon and doled out love in equal shares. Silent Sword, Nevere. Nevere vanished after the great struggle, but for years imposters appeared hoping to profit from his reputation the world round. Mirthful Mage, Merrick. After helping March stamp out the fires of war, Merrick returned to Cadian where he continued his magical studies. Coyote Heart. Nina offered Heart her hand in marriage, and so he was crowned the 24th king of House of Arcania. Aurelian Hero, Wolf. Wolf remained a knight of Aurelius. He helped rebuild the later captain in the elite force known as the Wolf Guard. Aurelian Star, Sedgar. Fell in Chapter 5. Aurelian Hope, Roshia. Fell in Chapter 5. Aurelian Son, Violent. Fell in Chapter 5. Wise Teacher, Wendell. Fell in Chapter 6. Fire Dragon, Bantu. Bantu sealed the Dragonstone's power and disappeared, but his wish was to live out his years in the Dorian countryside. Hired Sword, Caesar. Fell in Chapter 8. Lady Killer Rad. Fell in Chapter 8. Still single, Roger. Roger found his way back to Grust in the end and reached out to many people whom the war had touched. Perfect Shot, Jorge. Fell in Chapter 10. Petite Princess Maria. Fell in Chapter 12. True Leader Minerva. Fell in Chapter 11. Maloa's Child, Linde, fell in Chapter 12. His Anchor, Medea, fell in Chapter 12. Spitting Image, Dolph, fell in Chapter 12. Dead Ringer, Massillon, fell in Chapter 12. Quiet Boat, Thomas, died in Chapter 12. Royal Bishop Boa died in Chapter 12. Born Shooter Beck became famous for subjugating a group of borderland rebels who, having never seen a ballista. Elder Sister Paula died in Chapter 14. Middle Sister Katria fell in battle during Chapter 14. Free Paladin fell in battle during Chapter 16. Aaron. Little Sister Est fell in battle during Chapter 18. Dragon Zion, Tiki. Tiki lived a peaceful life with Bantu. She spoke fondly of her adventures with Mark, even long after they had ended. Life Giver, Ellis. Ellis returned to Altea with Mark. Ever serene, she stood by her brother and watched him grow into a fine leader. Von Vullman, Athena, died in Chapter 10. Spellslinger Edsel died in Chapter 18. Gravel Yeller, Ymir. Fighting the fighting done, Ymir returned to his village in Grust, the one place that had accepted him. Dragon Ruler, Nagi. Martha would have thanked Nagi after Medea's fell, but there was no one there to thank. Had she returned home, no one ever knew. If you're wondering how the traitor was doing, well, I didn't recruit him in this line of save progress. I just killed him. This in the episode where I showed you what it would be like if I let him live. Well, I didn't save that data. I just only saved the one for when he died. I can't remember the guy's name. It's unfortunate. Well, anyway, this concludes this project. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you in the future.